In some places, as you say, on the South Wales coast, so that includes Swansea, Llanelli over to Bury Port, and then on the the south of the Bristol Channel on that coast along North Devon and over to Somerset. Some people saying they felt it, some people now realising what it was, and many others having been completely oblivious, I have to say, to the fact that they were witnessing an earthquake. In terms of those who did feel it, well, one person who's contacted me saying it felt a bit like an aeroplane coming to land. In terms of the duration, some noticing maybe 2 seconds, others saying 5. I'm pretty sure it was over before someone genuinely realised what was happening. However, calls were made to the fire service. Mid and West Wales Fire Service called by 2 people just before 1:30 in the Llanelli area, and many people starting to wonder, well, exactly what was going on. As I said, only now realising that an earthquake had hit in their area.
OK, Hywel Griffith, thank you very much for that from Cardiff. And with me now is our science editor, David Shukman. Thanks very much for joining us. Well, David, small earthquake, no one dead, but quite unusual, this.
It feels that way. Obviously, lots of surprise on social media and so forth. It is worth just giving the context of this. 4.1 sounds quite big for Britain. In fact, according to the British Geological Survey, we get one of these every couple of years. We get magnitude 5 quakes every 10 to 20 years, and the worst we've had is a 6.1 back in 1931. So this sounds large for us. In fact, we're a surprisingly volatile island geologically. I mean, not on the scale of Turkey, Iran, the Pacific Ring of Fire, for example. But clearly these things happen. Luckily, no reports of serious damage, certainly no one injured. So that is the kind of context we're dealing with.
People will obviously be wondering whether there is any connection to the very severe weather which has been occurring right across the country, but in particular in many of those areas down there in the southwest.
People will raise that, and I think the scientific answer will be that there is no connection. This was 3 miles below the seabed, and the geology under Britain is quite complicated and often moving. There are all kinds of pressures at work. There's a whole load of minor fault lines down there. And as these pressures act, the strains build, you do get lots of little earthquakes around the country. So the idea that there might be a connection with the wild weather we've seen, I think, will be dismissed by many scientists.